You've seen the ultimate concept episode. Here's the ultimate no concept episode. Ultimate meaning last, like in that movie, The Ultimate Samurai. Yeah, I've finally given up on categories. For this one, I'm just gonna stuff some things together. Fucking elegant saris. None I'd wear because they're all short-sleeved. Emojipedia claims it's used as a way to say sorry, but I'm not sure they're close enough homophones. You can't sincerely apologize by saying sorry. In fact, this is close enough to fashionable opulence that this emoji can convey sass, which is pretty similar to refusing to apologize. Sorry, not sorry. So there's some obviously lovely designs here, but a lot of them are shaped by an implicit invisible body, which becomes exclusionary of other body types. Look, it's form-fitting without the form. It's a difficult decision to make for clothing emojis and might be why I've skipped so many of them. Sari refers to the three-piece costume, and we want to see them arranged as they would be on a person without actually being shaped as if a person is in them, and I think Facebook's is the best approach. It's been brought to my attention by me that in some accents, particularly from the United States, Sari and sorry are homophones.
Sorry. Sorry.
Not in Canada because they're better at apologizing, but just to all of my stately American viewers, I'd like to say, sorry. Whilst we're doing cultures I have no remit over, I think the motion line brings a lot to this one. Boomerangs don't always come back, you silly, but the best conversational function for a picture of one does, and it's Twitter's. I don't know if this is culturally insensitive of me, but I think beating up a rainbow donkey is a hate crime. They should be cherished, and Pinata Liberation starts with this gorgeous Joy Pixels design. Hey, there's enough of these for everyone! I think Messenger's dynamic angle takes the trophy on this one.
You chose wisely.
Now let's get this next emoji before it disappears. Drat! Well, in its wake, we've got the dash cloud, which might be a better one to use than sweat droplets, if it wasn't also a bit farty. Kawaii bunny faces at the bottom like it's 2007, and this is where consistency of orientation becomes imperative for emoji. I mean, like cardinal orientation. You knew that. Because AU's runner would be going into the cloud. Emoji that's a speech bubble is a terrible idea, more on those later. Any of these that look too solid or liquid have to go, and I guess it's WhatsApp. It's quite dashing. Here comes the really good bits! There's impressive self-awareness from those mediocre designers who don't even give themselves perfect direct hits. SoftBank's animatic is nigh on pornographic. I think that angle of entry is a salient element, and Apple's dart is too chubby, and it's knocked the target over, so WhatsApp. Sometimes an emoji is worth including in my show just for the fetish searches it'll get. Because I've got nothing on footprints, but I can just pick Messenger's design and welcome my new misguided viewers. Thanks for watching. Even though you didn't get this far, you got about 6 seconds in, and that was enough. You are done. You're welcome. This was maybe already in when I did Galaxy, but let's say it was too new then, and not that I didn't notice it. I'm surprised that I care about the orientation of these, but it's Facebook's that's most satisfying, you see? This is one of the most perplexing designs, but the origin is a reasonable explanation. Corporate tie-in emojis is a really bad idea, but one for anti-bullying is acceptable enough, even though you don't know it's anti-bullying until the text-to-speech engine tells you it is. If it was designed externally, I should judge these by their accuracy to the official design, but it was designed externally with the intent to be an emoji that each brand interprets, so that's my excuse for not researching that. The poorest is OpenMoji, which just looks like an eye with the lower lid pulled down a bit. But really, Apple have forgotten along the way that it's meant to look eye-like, and WhatsApp's is the best. Bizarrely, the plain speech bubble seems to be an adaptation of the eye for several designers, like maybe this is when it's blinking. There's something about this maybe technically not being an emoji, except it is. Come on, we don't have to screw up something so simple. Choose emoji decks. There's an angry version of that, which is Zapdos on a bad hair day, of which Apple's is best. Then there's this other speech thing you use when you're a mysterious character in a video game. Choose Microsoft. Thoughts on these balloons? That's not my thought. It's too fluffy. Almost like a bush, or at least a dream of sheep. There should be more than one trailing bubble bit and an irregular enough overall shape to represent our messy thoughts, and WhatsApp is the right idea. There's the smallness gesture, which has Apple are just poking someone, Microsoft doing one of those stupid puppets. You wash your mouth out with hand soap. And I've forgotten what hands actually look like. WhatsApp. I'm not doing the voice. I'm just going to say the best version of this hand, and it's a WhatsApp. The other's loose count of fingers. For some reason I didn't get around to this one in the episode where I draw stuff with my hand, maybe because I don't know how to hold a pen. Twitter drew a cuttlefish, there's several where the remaining fingers are just tiny tendrils drooping from behind the pen. For Samsung, the pencil is clearly in front of the hand. Microsoft slides their wrist across the desk, and I'm gonna have to pick a bad one. Apple, but I'm comforted that nobody else knows how to hold a pen either. This spins around your head when you're incapacitated, or at least it used to until people started to imitate Apple's misdesign. Keep it a horizontal halo, but the tripling up of Facebook's proves the clearest dizzy. There's going to be someone somewhere who's never heard of a magic wand who's just baffled that there's an emoji of a gay stick. Your grinder needs to get on this one, and it's color that wins at Emojipedia. I already did a meat episode, but this just didn't make the cut. I don't look loads at corpses, I swear. So, like, all this detail to resemble a particular cross-section might be too much. Emojipedia's is like those blocks of ballistic jelly they used on Deadliest Warrior. Twitter's is a really easy mini golf hole, and Google's is a correction tape dispenser. But Joypixels have drawn... Oh, shit, that's me. I'm just a piece of meat. I'm not sure why I did a voice to imitate me. You eat what you are, I guess. This design was added less than a year ago, and they must have known I was getting around to this, and it's like a threat? Or is it just flattery? I don't know what reaction you're trying to get from me, but I am loyal only to emoji quality, at least in this bit of this episode. I choose Apple. Well done. I wanted to say one of these is poor. You could say it's gone to pot, but I've brewed it over, which isn't a phrase, and they're all okay, really, Twitter. These juice boxes look exactly right, in that none of them would be a satisfying drink. Liquid Sun seems a bit dangerous, as does the explosive barrel. Insisting so hard that it's juice makes me suspicious that it's not, and Samsung do best. Americans even found a way to make staying hydrated unhealthy. The big super large extra bumper keg drink is drawn best by Apple. For a razor, the simplest expression should be the right one. But not simple like cheap, painful things or expensive, painful things. Maybe it shows my capitulation to contemporary consumer culture, but Joypixels sure looks the most like a razor. If you didn't like this video, I hope you kept the receipt. This is more interesting than you'd think. You might think receipts are boring, but then think about other people's receipts. Apple just let this running joke go. It sucks, and this is a bad receipt. Everything was free, making the printing of the receipt a net loss. And you can't buy holes. They exist inversely. I respect the wordless approach, but it looks like a newspaper, and we need to get the scale. Someday Samsung will publish in better resolution. This maths does add up. Facebook show their buyout of WhatsApp and Instagram and Oculus quite affordable, but it's a surprise to see them paying tax. Joypixels is kind of whimsical, but not in a nice way. OpenMoji produced the quality of receipt you expect from OpenMoji, and some more pointless whimsy. I did try scanning that QR code and couldn't get it. I even tried scanning the barcodes. Oh, I meant to pick one. Well, Samsung's low res has worked for them this time. Good perspective, good bend, good receipt. What about the lungs, the ogre, the bubble tea, the squeeze box, the rock? You review those, I'm done. If you liked this video, let's try one more.